morning. I'm Jamie Burkhart, the Director of Horticulture and Education here at Waterfront Botanical Gardens, and today I want to show you the cole crops that we have growing in the Mary Lee Duffy Gardens. These are the edible garden planters, and actually wild cabbage is native to coastal Western Europe, especially around the Mediterranean region. And if you eat kale, cabbage, kohlrabi, collard, cauliflower, broccoli, or Brussels sprouts, they all were developed from the same species of wild cabbage in Europe. And as far as roughly 2,400 years ago is when the first kale was developed and eaten across Europe, followed by cabbage when they started selecting tightly bunched leaves. And then in Germany around 2 AD, fatter stems were selected for kohlrabi. And in Greece, they selected for thick leaves and they started eating collard greens. By the 1400s, in Cyprus, they were selecting immature buds to eat cauliflower. And about a century later in Italy, of course, they selected broccoli. And by the 1700s, in Belgium, they selected the same species of plant for lateral buds. And we know them today as Brussels sprouts. So if we come on over here to one of the beds, I want to talk to you about kohlrabi. And a lot of you may have never heard of kohlrabi. It comes from the name, it's also called German turnip. Kohl is the German word for cabbage, and rabi is derived from the Italian word for turnip. Very easy to grow, cool season crop. And if you look over here, these have been growing now for about 30 to 45 days. And they are a swollen stem that is edible. The leaves are also edible and can be eaten like collard greens, either cooked up or raw, ripped up into a salad. But to harvest a kohlrabi plant, you want to get them before they get bigger than a baseball. And a couple of options to harvest. You can actually pull out the entire plant, or you can simply cut it off with a hand pruner or a paring knife to expose that fattened stem, or you might call it a bulb. When you buy these at the farmer's market, you want to look for plants that have kind of turgid or kind of crunchy looking leaves still. It means it's fresh, but it's often sold like this. So to prepare it, you take off all the leaves, you can wash them. It's a thick skin that you need to take off, and then with a paring knife, you need to very carefully take off that outer skin. And then that exposes, in this particular variety called Tarek, you have a white flesh. And how do you eat kohlrabi? When I grew up, a German family, so I was well aware of what kohlrabi was from being really little. But you can slice this up into big chips and put salt and pepper on it and eat it. Or you can chop it up, julienne it. Anything that you would put potatoes in or squash is the same thing that you can do with cauliflower when it comes to mashed potatoes. So very versatile. Cut it up, bake it up, roast it, or eat it fresh in a salad.